Let's stay on this now as Martha Miller joins us, Deputy Executive Director at the National Security Institute and a former Special Assistant to President George W. Bush. Welcome, Martha. You know, we actually came up last hour. A bunch of people have brought it up, and so I'm going to ask you about comparisons, differences that you see from 03 and 25 to go back to the Bush years in Iraq. But first, the present day for President Trump. What do you make of the 2 weeks today that he put out there? Because, again, it doesn't seem to tie him in necessarily. It's not like he's saying, oh, I'm going to wait 2 weeks and then I'll decide. He said within the next 2 weeks. But is there a strategic importance to doing that, or what did you think of it?
Yeah, look, I think he's holding off on a final order, hoping that the credible threat of U.S. force will bring Iran to the negotiating table. He's made it clear if Iran does not comply, if they don't halt their enrichment or dismantle their nuclear program, he is prepared to take military action. So, I think you can also look at the troop movements, the ship movements, all the air support that's been moving in that direction. The USS Nimitz is on its way to that area. I think as of yesterday it was at the Malacca Strait, so still several days out from arriving, in the Arabian Sea. So, the USS Vinson is already there. I think when you have two carrier strike groups in a location so close to one another, that's sending a pretty strong signal. It's highly unusual. So I think I think he's probably also genuinely, considering, he's been talking about negotiations, asking Iran to negotiate, but he's also demonstrated frustration. And remember, it was Iran who was behind the assassination attempt last summer. So,
right.
I look at the tea leaves here. My guess is that he's more inclined to act than not, but at the same time, he doesn't want the United States to get entangled.
And speaking of entangled and the comparisons that have come up to the Bush administration, which you worked in, let me go back to 2003 and President Bush announcing at the time the invasion of Iraq. Take a listen.
Our American and coalition forces are in the early stages of military operations to disarm Iraq, to free its people, and to defend the world from grave danger.
How do you see the risks now versus then?
So I think, similar to then, this is a moment of presidential resolve. But, this time around, the intelligence is far clearer. I think the mission is much narrower. We're talking about dismantling a nuclear program. We're not looking at regime change. So we're looking at preventing a nuclear Iran, which is universally recognized as a goal that is vital to not only U.S. interests, but the world. Also, Iran has actively been using its proxies to go after ships in the Red Sea. This affects commerce for our European allies, and other allies as well. We also know that Iran has been sending drones to Ukraine to help the Russians fight in Ukraine. They also have a drone manufacturing facility in Russia. So this is much different. The stakes are very different. It's a bigger strategic move here. We know that Iran has been cooperating deeply with Russia and China. Its oil is going to China primarily.
Right.
So, this is a very different circumstance, I would argue. And I think, our European allies are often, I think, nervous in times like this. But this is a test for the United States. The Afghanistan withdrawal has been talked about by many people as being almost an invitation to aggression to our adversaries. And this is a moment to demonstrate that red lines actually mean something.
But is the intelligence really much more clear now? There seemed to be some disagreement even within the administration between Tulsi Gabbard, the Director of National Intelligence, and the President on how far along Iran really is.
Well, look, there's no debate about Iran's nuclear ambitions and its role as a state sponsor of terror. The fact that the IAEA issued a censure against Iran the other week, but that's actually a pretty unprecedented move by the IAEA. So we know that something something is up when they actually do issue a rebuke or censure on a country. So I am I don't have access to the intelligence, but I've been following this issue for years, and I think that we do have the correct intelligence. Look, I think Tulsi Gabbard's nomination was controversial. And I don't want to go too far into that, but I think that there are a lot of views on her credibility in that role, and there were before she even got confirmed. And I think a lot of senators went forward with that regardless to support the administration and the president. John Ratcliffe has come out and said that they're on the precipice.
Yeah.
So I the Israelis have demonstrated that they do have very good intelligence on what's going on in Iran. Otherwise, they couldn't have pulled all of this off, particularly sending people into the country to dismantle the missile defense batteries.
Yeah, that was unbelievable in and of itself. All right, Martha, thank you for your perspective on all of this. Martha Miller, I want to bring the political panel in on it now for